All right, welcome back. My director is just in my ears and he's cracking me up. Wale, hello. Okay, I have to continue the show. Welcome back to the program in case you're just joining us. My guest is here with me. At the beginning of the program, I did say we'll be looking at insurance. He is Ekerete Ola Gam-Ikon. He's an insurance consultant. Welcome to the show. And thanks for joining me on the show today.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I'm good. Great.
You're good, you're great. Can I say that for the insurance industry? Absolutely not. There's no how you will paint it.
Yes, we can say that.
Why?
Yes, potentials.
Oh God, you've come up with one word I really don't like, hearing. I've said it a lot of times on the program that when it comes to Nigeria, be like, Nigeria is a country of potentials. Is that, perhaps that's one of the words deceiving us? And
that's what gives us hope.
Okay, I like that. That's what gives us hope.
Yes.
But hope is seemingly a scarce commodity right now. The way it is, perhaps hope.
Yeah, it is.
It's becoming scarce.
I wish people were a lot more aware of what insurance can do. Then that hope can become closer to reality.
Tell us what insurance can do, because as an insurance consultant, this is what you do. Is insurance the El Dorado, like you just said? You hope a lot more people know what insurance can do. What can insurance do? Can it put food on my table? That's what an average Nigerian will ask now.
Yes.
How?
Sell insurance, and you make money from selling insurance, so you can put money on your table.
Sell insurance to an insurance averse country.
No, you see. Let me tell you why insurance. I mean, we continue to discuss insurance as if insurance is not what we all like to have. One, because we've got several alternatives to insurance going on right now. What is insurance? Let's keep it very simple. Something happens and you have a way to run to. All right? So if you were driving your car and your car had an accident, and you ran to an uncle to get money to fix that car, that's insurance.
Your uncle is the insurance.
Your uncle is the insurance.
The money he gives you.
All right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got those challenges, and then we have different ways of dealing with those challenges. So we don't need the conventional insurance because we have that. But if today you had to account for every money you spend, you will encourage the person that is coming to ask you for money to go get insurance. Yeah, because you now have to explain why you gave someone money. All right? So that is the challenge we have. That said, the other issue is that, people are making lots of money in Nigeria. People go out every day, people make money. But what do they use the money for? So we're talking financial inclusion today, which means you've got to save, but saving, we have discovered also, is not the best way. So you've got to invest. And when you are investing, you have to secure that investment. So how do you secure the investment? Insurance is one of the ways to secure it. It's been tested, However, in Nigeria, I heard when you said Nigeria, insurance is opposite in Nigeria. And I was thinking in my mind, what is not opposite about Nigeria?
So Nigeria is opposite in everything.
Yes. So insurance is not the only thing that is opposite. But what do we make out of the opposite situation that we have found ourselves? The world is looking at us. So what do we make out of it? Instead of staying and building on that opposite, we are trying to be like the rest of the world. And that's the struggle we have.
Are you saying that the insurance industry in Nigeria should be globally Nigerianized? You understand what I mean in terms of, okay, let's take a look at the global best practices, but we do it the Nigerian way, or we do it in ways that suit us. That's what I mean by globally Nigerianized. Something like, I mean, that's very interesting for me. Oh,
something like that, because so we learned insurance from the UK. And the UK, from where we learned insurance, has gone ahead to do several different things about insurance. Wonderful things that makes people who would ordinarily struggle with insurance to just say, okay, I don't have a choice but to do it. We're not even at that point. So we are not learning the improvements that are going on there to bring them here. We're stuck with the old ways. And you know what those old ways are? I mean, there's a law that you must do insurance. So the law requires you to do insurance. We're still selling that to people. But I'm saying that, look, insurance, if it's a business, then it should be a business. It shouldn't be by law
So it shouldn't be enacted by law, because I think we have 6
No,
compulsory.
it's good to have the law, because the law, I mean, protects, it creates an environment where you are protected, I'm protected. But I'm saying within that law, we don't then have to rest on it and say the law. We have to make it exciting, and to make it exciting, that's the business side of it. So how do we make it exciting? You know, I was speaking with someone just this morning and saying that, look, with the risk that Nigerians are facing now, insurance should be at the top range of discussions going on. Not to sell insurance, but to create that awareness. So that when you have money, you can now buy insurance.
No, but from what you're saying, and I just hope God helps me to take you through a lot of things you've said, because I want us to still go into some of the technical details of the issues around insurance. Can you really sell insurance, or can you, sell insurance to a country such as Nigeria that has a lot of people that are poor, close to 100 million people, the world's poverty capital? How do you sell insurance to a lot of them? Or you sell insurance to those that can afford, and later they will catch up? I hope you understand what I mean with what you're saying.
I do understand what you mean.
What's happening right now.
I do understand what you mean. The issue there is this. Insurance comes in different packages. There is insurance for the corporates, the big insurances. There is micro insurance. What it simply means is that the insurance that you would have paid for 1 year, you can pay for short period. You can pay for 1 week, 1 month. You can just buy insurance on the go for one journey, and you don't need it. All right? Then the other part of it is that insurance will be sold to you at small, 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, and all of that. It's possible. Because like I said to you earlier, this thing that I've just described is happening already in the markets. People rely on it. So when you talk about, market has been gutted by fire, how do you think those people recover? Because they come together, they come back to themselves, they support themselves to recover. That's insurance. That's
insurance, but perhaps not as formal as we want it to be.
Yeah.
Done by those insurance companies. They come together like cooperatives and all of that. Precisely. And say, okay, fine, let me just go. I have $1 million naira stock somewhere, or social cooperative. I use it and get back on my feet.
Somehow they trust that system even more than the conventional insurance.
Yes.
But one of the things that I have pointed out recently to people is that the formal insurance, the conventional insurance, cannot insure the markets in the state they are now. Because I mean, you want to do insurance, there are certain conditions under which you will provide insurance there. There is no fire service station in the market. I'm not saying near the market. It should be part of the standard market. All right? And then the market stalls don't also have fire extinguishers. So if something goes wrong.
So it's even a risk to an insurance business already.
No insurance business will touch it if they know what they are doing. So that's why when we talk about markets, fires, insurance is not doing anything about it, I say we're not ready.
So who should drive that change?
Both ends. Both the market owners, in this case, sometimes the government, and the insurance sector.
Now, what you said earlier, do you think that our social character is more in terms of impeding the growth of the insurance sector? Just like you said, if you have a problem or something came up, or your house has been gutted by fire, or your car was stolen, you just go to your uncle or your dad, say, please, I have to, why not you just support me? Don't you think that the social character, just like I also said at the beginning, are you insured? Is your car insured? Like, please don't tell me that. Now God be my insurance.
We hear, I mean, I've been in this sector for decades, and we have heard those different stories. God is my insurer. Yes, God is your insurer. But in the same Bible, and in any other environment you find yourself, you will hear that you are required to plan. All right? So the challenge we have is that we are having the dearth of knowledge. So even sometimes when you read the Bible and you read all of the other books to guide you, you pick what you want to pick and you leave the rest. Now, you will see an insurance person as trying to make money from you. That's the problem. So you think he's just trying to make a sale. And then some insurance people present themselves that way. So it's a problem.
But you don't see a banker that comes to you to market as someone trying to make money from you.
Yeah, because a lot of the time, and that's why I don't like to compare both. A lot of the time, you see that it is safer for you to keep your money in the bank. So even if the banker doesn't come to you, if you keep it in your house,
you know there's a risk.
There's a risk. You know, and there's no way of doing it. Why a lot of people cry when the market gets burnt? It's because of the money that has been burnt. I hope you know.
Yes, I know. I know.
You
because
know?
there are goods and everything.
You know, so it's not to be compared to the banks. It's not to be compared to the banks.
Okay. You talked earlier about your investment also being secured.
Yes.
That all investments can be secured, if I got you right.
Yes.
In what format? Because someone watching us now would like, really, can all my investments be insured? Okay, not secured, be insured. How?
What are you investing in, for example?
Okay, I know that. Okay, fine. If I invest in a house, I would insure
Precisely.
the house. Yeah.
You know, for some people, if you may know, buying a car is an investment.
Yeah.
Because on a good day, that same car can become a collateral for loan. So the car has to be insured. You see,
or those that use it for to support their families, like this taxi, the cabs.
Yeah.
So they should insure it.
Oh, certainly. Because on the day something happens, you know, you can't easily come back to it. You have to wait until that something that has happened is fixed before you go back to the business.
So is it only hard investments that should be insured?
No, it's not only hard investments that should be insured. I mean, a lot of the time people do stocks, for example, you know, and then you are required to get a guarantee from an insurance, you know, company to support the fact that you are the one who has done that. You know, so insurance provides at different points, you know, all of these that seem like solution. It's only when something happens that you now know whether you had an insurance cover or not. That's the big problem.
So insurance.
So the big problem is really on the side of, you know, being able to use it, and that's the claims issue.
That, yes, which we'll come to in a bit. Why do you think that the insurance industry is perceived as that? Just like you say, you don't want to compare with banks. Even if they don't come to me, I'll go to them because I know that my money is safe, as it were. But the other way around for insurance, for the insurance guys, is not like that.
Yeah.
So why do you think that industry is not, you know, sprouting higher than it should be right now? Okay,
so the issues for me, the issues are, you know, essentially on the part, like I mentioned earlier, of financial planning. As a person, if I'm planning my finances, I will get to the point where I know I will need insurance, but that knowledge is not there. So secondly, for me, there is the issue that the insurance, you know, companies, most of them don't seem to be operating as if they are in business. So if you are in business, you will go out to look for customers. And then you will tell customers, after having listened to them, you will tell customers what you have to offer them. But I can tell you, it's a lot so much of meeting someone and asking the guy if he has insurance. And he says, I don't need it. And the discussion becomes difficult. So why don't you check if the guy has issues around risk that he's living with? How is he dealing with them? Does he know that insurance is one of the ways he can address those risks? I'll give you an example. An entrepreneur, a small business, medium business, the guy owns his business is doing well. He's got staff that are with him or her. And then he is not providing health insurance because he doesn't believe in insurance. He is not providing group life insurance because he doesn't believe in insurance. But something happens. The person is ill, and he pulls money from his pocket to support the person. Or the person comes, my mother is ill, and because he wants the staff to enjoy being at work, you know, and says, okay, take this, go and make sure that your mom is okay, you know. So business owners support their employees in several different ways. You know, you buy a car for someone, you're not asking the guy if he has insurance. The same car you have bought for the guy is accidented. The guy comes back to you, applies for a loan from your company.
You give.
To fix the car. So you end up doing all of that. And I'm sure you know, insurance is also a way of creating wealth. Because if I give you a life insurance cover, if I give you a life insurance cover, it's investment linked, and I say in the next 5 years, you can get X amount. If you want to start business in 5 years, I can do that for you. It's insurance. So by the time you get the money, you start your business. Rather than, continue helping you and helping you and helping you. How long can I help you?
Okay, let's take a look at the industry proper. What issues do you think are really, fundamental for the industry? Recapitalization, it's on the pipeline. So many things, and we've been talking of this recapitalization. I remember I interviewed the last commissioner for insurance. Okay. Because I think there's an acting one now, yes, Sunday Thomas. Yes. So the one before Sunday Thomas, yes. We had a chat some time ago last year. They said, okay, that the recapitalization, it will still go on, it will still go on. So you see, they talk, they drag. And I'm saying, what exactly is the problem? And NICOM, which is the regulator, has also given, I wouldn't say, okay, perhaps I would say soft conditions to recapitalize. Don't borrow. You can do M&A, you can do IPO, you can do so. So what do you think, really?
I just think that it's good to have companies recapitalize. However, the challenge of the industry is beyond recapitalization. If we go back to 2007, after the recapitalization, one of the things that we didn't do at the time was capital verification. So we didn't establish that the funds that were assumed to have been brought in were brought in and kept in the system. And so you could see companies, within a very short time, struggling. And those companies have been struggling. I would tell you some companies have been struggling in the last 10 years with issues of meeting their obligations. And so it's good to recapitalize. However, what is the chance, or what chances are there that the conditions will now be different? So which is what NICOM is working on. And NICOM is saying, look, you don't get money from here. We are following you to make sure that the money you get is money that will stay and all of that. We don't want loans and all of that, which is good. All right. However, my point is that there is management issue, there are governance issues. There are issues where you see a company that is not doing well. And NICOM has about 5 companies under its management. What will be different? Why wouldn't those companies be rather, delicensed? Let's do something in the bid of this recapitalization. Let's not try to save companies, in my own view. Because those companies, some of them, you will find out, are not even able to meet obligations now. So who is that investor that will bring in money into a company that has what we call whole? How will that money be spent? Will it be given to the owner? Will he be paid off, and the guy will now go and look for another money to continue the business? So some companies will just have to go. However, it's a good time to give new licenses to some companies or to some investors, because we have investors who are looking for new license. They've tried to, do this repackaging, and it has not worked, because sometimes with insurance, you don't know what is inside until you get in. And the company tells you, we've been having a claim of 50 million naira, $500,000, and sometimes you don't know. So that's not what the investor wants to face. So if we allow some companies to go and give some new licenses to some people who are looking for new licenses, I think it will help. So the issue of job loss, the issue of customers being stranded, alarmed, and all of that will not be there, because we have seen new companies come in, and take over and invest in some companies, and it's working.
Do you think that too big to fail syndrome is also still in the insurance sector, since you said NICOM, of course, is managing some companies in the insurance, just like we've seen also in the banking sector, so perhaps that too big to fail is also, the syndrome is also still there in the insurance industry, which was there even in the United States during the financial crisis, AIG and co.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we don't even have any big insurance company in Nigeria yet. We don't have big insurance companies in Nigeria yet. So too big to fail doesn't come in.
Or too big to fail of their sizes.
But you see, in the context of insurance penetration and all of that, we still have a lot of work to do. So you've got 98% of our population that don't have insurance. So that's how we should look at it.
Uninsured people.
Yeah. That's why I say potential. That's how we should look at it. Because we have different categories of insurance companies now.
Okay.
You know, apart from the conventional insurance companies, general, life. Composite, there's Takaful.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because Takaful answers the question a lot of people want. If at the end of the year, I don't have a claim, can I get something back? That's Takaful. You know, so there's a lot of awareness that needs to be brought into that for people to know that you can go in that direction. You know, now there is microinsurance. You know, about I think we've got about 4 microinsurance companies right now. You know, and we can do a lot more of that. Some of the companies that are too weak now to remain as big companies, billion companies, can be rearranged, you know, and given opportunity to roll as microinsurance, maybe regional companies, things like that. Those are the kind of things I would like to see, so that we will not be talking about insurance professionals losing jobs. Okay,
so you're saying like a categorization.
Yeah, it's still a categorization because we have tried that.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's where we should have gone. Because really, with 18 billion, you know how much you have to make for an investor to be happy with you? Minimum 36 billion naira gross premium income or gross written premium. So the question is, where is that going to come from? Everybody is chasing the big corporates, you know, to do business. And then that is what this current recapitalization is going to hopefully achieve. But people also need to understand that insurance business is international business. You can't localize it the way we are discussing.
So that brings me to with what you said now, the local content policy in the insurance industry. Since you're saying that insurance in business is a, is not a local business, as it were. So does that mean that they are attaining that 70% threshold in local content for insurance industry? I think the last time I checked was less than 20% or about.
Okay, so in 10 years, in 10 years,
20 to 10, yes.
In 10 years, we have achieved 19.2%.
Yes.
All right. So, how many more years will it take us to achieve the 70%?
So, if we say at that rate, that will take us, yeah.
So the real issue is that we shouldn't be struggling to do these businesses. We should build capacity, over time, and let a lot more of these, internationals come in, work with us, and build the market. What do I mean? Let's take oil and gas, the 70% that we're talking about, for example. These are businesses that, oil companies are international companies. They have their own insurance programs. And because they've come to Nigeria, the law has said they should do insurance in Nigeria. $200 million, $20 million, those are the value of the risk. How many insurance companies can handle that? So the truth of the matter is that we have to continue to, allow internationals play in that space, so that as we have more companies in Nigeria building capacity to do more, we can continue to increase our capacity to do that.
But for some people, they will say in the last 10 years,
yes,
the foreigners also there and all of that, and still we haven't really attained what we should attain. There's no skill transfer as much as we wanted.
I just said capacity. We've got to build it. We've got to build it. Now, can an insurance company with this new capitalization, for example, engage an energy risk expert, specialist, to work in Nigeria? Because those are some of the things that, the international oil companies want to see. When they say, do you have the capacity? So the guy can be here and they can see that, oh, okay, you've got the people here to do it, who understand it. But it's so much of building the financial base. And I'm saying that, look, if we are building the capital, we have to speak in that context and ensure that even companies that are coming to Nigeria to invest in the insurance sector come with the skills. Because sometimes we don't make that a condition. So sometimes you see them, they come, they begin to do what we have been doing. Oh, they do adverts, do events, and all of. That's not it. We need people that have the skills to retain those businesses here. And I also need to say, look at the aviation sector. It's the same issue. It's unfortunate that the Nigerian insurance companies, only a few Nigerian insurance companies have been able to get, reinsurance cover from leading reinsurance companies in the world. And so when you look at the reinsurance and you say you want to do aviation, which is why they rate Nigeria amongst countries that Nigeria should not be rated in. So the aviation risk is classified in the context of where Nigeria has been rated, and that's why airlines continue to pay high premium for insurance. So there's a lot of work to do to get into the right, category in terms of what the country should do with insurance. And I do believe that is part of what the capitalization will do for us. But there's a part that we need to look at.